Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another video. In this video we're going to take a quick look at a really cool accessory you should have for your iOS devices. This is coming to us from HooToo. The fine folks over at HooToo sent this device to the show to review and check out, and that is what we're going to do. So in this little black box, what do we have? And you can see this is for the iPhone, iPad, but actually for the MacBook also. So let's go ahead and open it up. What could this be, right? The suspense has got to be killing you. Yeah, you saw the title, so you know what it is. Here we go. A thumb drive for your iOS devices. How cool is that? How cool is that? This is the iPlugMate. HT IM001 is the model number. I'll have all that information in the show notes, but there you go. This is a 32 gig, so there's 32 gigs on board of this bad boy. So what is this used for? So this is simply used to expand your storage of your iOS devices, easily swap files back and forth between your iPad, your iPod, your iPhone, even your Mac, MacBook, whatever, because it does have Type A USB. Okay. Also, you can just put music, movies, whatever on here. You got 32 gigs. And then put it on your phone and just stream it. You can play the music from this. You can play the videos from that. So that's pretty darn cool. So how does this work? So first off, you have to go out to the iOS store and get an app. And it's simply called iPlugMate. Right there. So let's go ahead and actually plug this in and launch the app. So you just simply pop the top on that and you got a lightning adapter. So what we're going to do is just plug this into the iPhone right here. Launch the app. Oh, and it says iPlugMate would like to communicate with the HooToo iPlugMate. Yeah, we're going to allow it. So there we go. So it's looking at, there it is. So we've got communications between the iPlugMate and the iPhone. So you can see certain things just kind of ungrayed out, so they're available as a backup. So it says here that the internal storage on the iPhone is 77 gig available and 36 gig used. On the actual external storage, used is 16.5 meg, and I've got 29, almost 30 gig available on the thumb drive itself. So here's where it gets interesting, where you can come in here and you can hit backup. And we could back up our phone or back up our contacts. So if I back up my phone, it's going to back up basically just like an iCloud backup. All that information is going to go to this thumb drive, and then I have a mobile backup. I can also just back up my contacts. So that's going to send all my contacts on my phone over to this device. So if I ever needed to transfer them to another device, I could. Or if something happened to my device and I had to use them to restore from, I could do that too. This is what iCloud does for you, but hey, you can now do it local. Other things, file and folder system. So you can come in here. iPlugMate has its own file structure. There's a user guide in there right now in a PDF form, but you can actually copy files to and from your iPhone and your iPlugMate. Just like a browser, like iExplore or whatever, that's basically what this is. You can come in here and browse the file system. You can also take photos and copy them over. This is from the iPhone. Here's the iPlugMate. Of course it's empty. We're going to remedy that here in a sec. Same with videos. You can take videos, copy them back and forth, or just stream them. If I went to the iPlugMate, there are none right now. We're going to remedy that. Same with music. This folder is empty on the PlugMate, but on the iPhone, yep, there's going to be music here. There we go. So, what we're going to do, we're going to load this iPlugMate up with some data. We're going to copy some data back and forth between the iPad and the iPhone. We're going to do a little streaming from this device and show you how much of a killer accessory this is if you have an iOS ecosystem that you use on a daily basis. Alright guys, we're going to be right back. We get this set up and we'll do a quick demo. Alright guys, welcome back. We're just going to do a quick demonstration. So what I have now in front of you is my MacBook Retina display. This is a Type-C, but I have an adapter in there, so I'm able to use this HooToo drive. So what I've done is I've plugged it in, and I'll show you that here in a second. And then on the screen you can see here it says HooToo, and I can see the files that are on the drive. So I copied a photo from my iPhone, to the HooToo iPlugMate, and then now all I gotta do is just drag it over and copy it to my MacBook. So I can simply do that, and that was some steak somewhere, some restaurant that I took a picture of that was actually pretty good. So transferring the photos from the iPhone to the device, and then whatever you want to put it in, I happen to put it in the MacBook here. So that's pretty easy on how that worked. I've also got some sample files on here that we're going to look at. So I'm going to go ahead and just eject the HooToo from the MacBook and allow it to disconnect, and I'm going to pan down here, and you can see here this is the adapter that I have, and I have the HooToo plugged into the Type-C connector. So now that I've got it ejected, let's go ahead and remove it. Now this is a USB 3.0. I'm just going to take the whole adapter out, make it easier, and try and do that behind the camera. Fits pretty tight. This is a USB 3.0 speed, so it does have that going for it. So that was just transferring it over to the MacBook. So let's go ahead and jerk the camera around for you. There you go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this device and we're going to plug it into the iPhone, and we're going to copy some more files so you can see exactly how that works. And to do that, I have to take off this battery case that I was charging with. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the iPhone right like this. Okay, and it says to allow it. Yep. So PlugMate comes up, and it should go ahead and register the iPlugMate. There it is. Now we've got it. So all I gotta do is go browse file folders. Oh, there's the iPlugMate. So let's go ahead and go to the iPhone and do camera roll, and we're just gonna take a picture. Let's take this one here. We're just gonna say, you can see there it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight it. Well, again, doing this behind the camera is just fun. So we're going to highlight this, and we're going to say copy. Okay, we're going to come over here to PlugMate, go in his folder, and we're going to say paste. And boom, I just copied that photo from my iPhone to the iPlugMate. Okay, pretty cool. Now, something I wanted to show you while I'm in here. We'll take that and we're going to transfer that file to the iPad. But I want to show you, I put some sample files on the iPlugMate here because what I want to do is give you an example. So if I want to do videos, it's going to look at the iPlugMate. Now, this is an MP4, this is an MKV. So if you know what those are, an MKV is a Blu-ray rip. The MP4s are basically what you would use for, you know, standard mobile devices. So this is an MK4. Look at that. It plays great. That is on this drive. It's streaming it to my phone from this drive. Well, not really streaming it, but it's playing it from this as the storage. And it's an MKV. This app will play MKVs. Is that not awesome or what? Same with the MP4s. They work just fine. I can go ahead and jump ahead. See that? Awesome. Same with music. If I wanted to come in here and hit music, I did happen to put Adele on here. So as you can see that, it's streaming again from this device. Now, what I'm going to show you last, and not least, is we're going to go ahead and unplug this. That photo of my setup, we're going to go ahead and come over here to the iPad. So this is the new iPad Pro 9.7 inch. We're just going to go ahead and plug the HooToo PlugMate into it. And we're going to unlock it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that picture that we just took from our iPhone, and we're going to copy it. So I'm just going to hit File and Folder, but I'm actually going to hit the iPlugMate. I'm going to find that picture, which is right here. There it is. So that's the one we took from the phone. So it's actually on the iPlugMate. So I'm going to highlight it over here. I'm going to hit here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to the iPad. I'm going to go back to the camera roll. And I'm going to hit this. And I'm going to say paste. And we just transferred it over. So now if I just close out of this app altogether and I go into my camera roll, Maybe. I can hit it. Skip. There it is. On the local iPad itself. So basically we just went ahead and transferred that file from the iPhone to the iPad. And we also, you can see how I can do it to the MacBook. So really cool, guys. And again, definitely one of those utility devices that you would really need. I definitely say if you've got an iOS ecosystem, you definitely should have this device to transfer stuff between all your devices super easy. And plus this extends the storage of your iPad or your iPhone or your iPod. It just extends that storage by 32 gig or whatever you decided to get. I think this is available in 16 as well. So pretty cool stuff. Again, check the show notes. I'll have a link where you can pick this up. It's not too expensive and it's definitely a cool little gadget. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and a subscription to the channel. And as always, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.